Well, hello and welcome to the Blemming channel. Here I am in my desert village in the Faux world, the Jupiter broadcasting server. I've actually got 5 iron golems now. It's pretty cool. I haven't made any. I know there's a way you can make them from iron blocks. I haven't done that. I've just been allowing the villagers to multiply, and the iron golems just spawn naturally to protect them, so that's pretty cool. I've had a few more of those zombie invasions, so it's handy to have them around. Well, anyway, I wanted to do a video about a plan that I have. I want to show you a big piece of it right over here. This is sort of a test that I made, which I'm going to rebuild in another place, but this is a fully automatic pumpkin farm. And I got the basic design from a video by Doc M77, and the first time I built, this is the second time I built it. First time I built it, I did it exactly according to his specifications. And his design uses a mine track underneath it with a mine cart with a hopper attached to it, which goes around the track and collects the drops. But I found out that you can't... ooh, wow. It just triggered. Awesome. This thing is working really well. It's set to trigger. It's got a daylight sensor, so the pistons fire when the moon sets and the sun starts to rise at daybreak every day, once a day. So you don't have to push a button or anything. You just have to hang out and wait for the days to pass and the pumpkins to harvest. So what was I saying? Yeah, the mine cart with a hopper is disabled on this server because apparently it could be abused to circumvent some of the rules of the server, so they had to disable it, which is understandable, but for me it meant that my farm wasn't working. So I redesigned it using just plain old hoppers, and I also extended it. This was 7 by 2 in the original design, and I made it 11 by 2, so there's 22 places where a pumpkin can grow. And the basics of how it works here: there's a daylight sensor. When it's daytime, this redstone dust activates, which pushes up the sticky piston, and when this pushes up, it sends a pulse through this redstone repeater and then up through this redstone torch, and that redstone torch and then that activates this line of redstone dust, which activates all of the pistons, which push down and break all the pumpkins. Now normally that would not be... Normally if you have and also right underneath this layer of dirt are the hoppers, which collect the loose pumpkins and then route them into this chest. Now normally if you put items down on top of dirt, which is on top of a hopper, nothing happens. But because they're pushed down with a piston, it momentarily puts them inside of the dirt block, and that's enough for the hopper to grab onto them. I've also converted some of these these farm beds to grow pumpkins because I have a plan. And I'm going to need probably around 8 stacks of pumpkins. I'm about halfway there. Okay, so the plan is to incorporate this into my pumpkin pie factory. And I've got some designs that don't work quite as well as this over there. And I've been thinking about rebuilding that whole factory from scratch, and that's going to be my big project. I'm on my way back to the pie factory here. And there's one thing I've been kind of wondering about that I thought I'd ask you guys. Now I'm planning this to be a series of videos. It's not all going to be done in one. This one is just going to be about my plan. And I was thinking, you know, I'm putting it on the Carl Blemming channel, but the Carl Blemming channel isn't really a gaming channel at all, really. It's more of a miscellaneous, whatever I can think of at the time, type of channel. So I was thinking maybe I should use another channel for gaming videos if I'm going to be putting up like series about different things. I don't know how you guys feel about that. If you think it might be out of place here on this channel to have a whole series of videos about like a project in a game. Well, I'm back at the pie factory. So here's the thing. Well, let me start down here. I kind of built this place starting with this machine right here, which is a... Wow, it just worked. It's kind of rare for it to actually work. Let me get a taller view here. This is an automatic pumpkin farm, which I got this design from a YouTuber named Nims TV. And in his design, he built this as one level, and then kind of built it upwards into a tower. And it's great and it works, but it's just really slow. You know, how many do I have here? I've got more than one stack, but I've been letting this run for weeks. You know, it just doesn't produce, and I apparently have trapped myself. So, see, this is my place, so I can break the glass. And fortunately, I have some on me. Okay. So there's that. There's the slow-producing pumpkin maker. Pumpkin pie has 3 ingredients: pumpkins, eggs, and sugar in Minecraft. And I've got plenty of eggs. Eggs are pretty easy, you know. You just get enough chickens and wait, and they lay a bunch of eggs. So that's not a problem. And I made this automatic sugar farm also from a Nims TV design, which uses a bud switch here, a block update switch. So as soon as it grows, then piston fires, pushing the top of the stalk off into the hopper here. And again, it's kind of slow because it's only one. So I would like to rip all of this out and replace it. Actually, I built a second level on the pumpkin pie factory because I was frustrated with how slow things were going. I built this, which is kind of an expanded version of the sugar farm. It uses a bud switch in the corner, which fires this whole row. And you can make this longer even. I just made it 5 wide because that's the space that I had. And this is a pumpkin farm here, which is not automatic. You have to push a button to harvest. And it's got a lot of problems. See, I've got some pumpkins growing here. You push that, fires the pistons, they land in the water pushes them down to that hopper and then in the chest. So the problem with this is that sometimes the pistons don't push the pumpkins into the water, they stay on the dirt. And they just sit there and despawn. And also, the problem is that the way this is set up, sometimes, like if if a pumpkin grows here, it will connect with both of these vines. And if a pumpkin then grows there, well, just as it just did, as I pointed to it, then it connects with both of those vines, meaning that no pumpkin can grow here. I think it would be more efficient if there was only one place where a vine could sprout a pumpkin. So things I like about the pumpkin pie factory as it is, I like this automated sugar farm. This produces pretty well, as you can see. This part, I'd be happy to rip this whole thing out and replace it with something more efficient. The chickens are fine, I suppose. I like them to be quieter. I don't know how I can do that. And this miniature version of the sugar cane grower, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this whole thing if I can replace it with something more efficient. Although this is kind of a cool design, but it's not built at the scale that I need, I think. The chickens, I can redo those. So this is my plan. So I'm going to redo most of the interior and also the exterior. And notice that the size of the exterior is 15 by 15 blocks. And a pumpkin is 16 by 16 pixels. So my idea was to remake the exterior of the pumpkin pie factory into a giant pumpkin using actual pumpkins as the design element, as the exterior shingling, I guess. I was going to incorporate this face into the side facing the sea, and also on the inland side. I was going to put it on both sides, even though a pumpkin doesn't have that. I'm going to put it up here. You can't see more than... You wouldn't be able to see both faces at the same time anyway, so I think that would be kind of a cool thing to do. So the outside is going to be a pumpkin. On the inside, again, I'm going to rip all this down. And I was thinking of making 3 levels, like 1 level for each ingredient. I was thinking maybe put the pumpkin generator on the top, only because it uses a sunlight sensor as part of the design. So I want to have the sensor on the roof. This sugar maker here, I could extend this. This can be any length, you know. It doesn't have to be 5 wide. I can make it the whole length of the room, and I could put one on the other side of the room as well. So I could get a lot of sugar going. And then another level for the chickens. So that's my idea for my latest big project in the faux world, is to tear down my pumpkin pie factory and rebuild it almost from scratch. That's it for now, and thanks for watching.